Every man and every woman is a star. Every number is infinite. There is no difference. Tell me, oh warrior, lord of thieves, in my unveiling before the children of men. Be thou I beat my secret center, my heart and my tongue. Behold, it is revealed by I was the minister of hope I craft. The cat is in the cool, not the cool in the cats. Worship then the cats, and behold my light shine over you. Let my servants be few and secret. They shall rule the many and the known. These are fools that men adore. Both their gods and their men are fools. Come forth, O children under the stars, and take your fill of love. I am above you and in you. My ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy above the gem made azure is the naked splendor of new. Appear on the throne of Ra. Open the ways of the cool. Lighten the ways of the car, the ways of the cops. Run through to scare me or steal me. Oh, let it fill me so that thy light is in me, and its ransom is as a sword in my hand. To push thy order there is a secret door that I shall make to establish thy way in all the quarters. These are the adorations as thou hast written. Light is mine, its rays consume me. I have made a secret door into the house of Rantum, of Kethra and of Kafur. I am my Devan, woman to the prophet Kafna Konsu. By this about my breast I beat, by wise netch I weave my spell. Show thy star splendor on it, bid me within thine house to dwell. O winged snake of light and heat, alive with miraculous. O winged snake of light and heat, alive with miraculous, is as a sword in my hand. To thy order there is a secret door that I shall make to establish of the adorations as thou hast written. As it is said, the light is mine, its rays consume me. I have made a secret door into the house of Ran, tomb of Ketran, of Ahafor. I am thy Teban, omen to the prophet, and Kafna Konsu, by best Namot, my breast I beat, by wise knowledge I weave my spell. Show thy star splendid on wheat, bid me within thine house to dwell. O winged snake of light, hadith, of made with me a whore queen. Appear on the throne of Ra, open the ways of the car, lighten the ways of the car, the ways of the cats like room, to stir your stirring, oh, let it fill me, so that thy light is in me, and its red flame, as a sword in my hand, to push thy order. The skies another woman shall awake the lust and worship of the snake. Another soul of God and beast shall mingle in the globed priest. Another sacrifice shall stain the tomb. Another king shall reign, and blessing no longer be poured to the hawk-headed mystical Lord. Certify the half of the word of him, Raha, Kohur, Pakran, Rahur, 36. Then said the prophet unto the God 37, I adore thee in the song. I am the Lord of Thebes, the man inspired for speaker of men too. For me unveils the veiled sky, the self-slain on Kesna Fonsu. His words are truth, I invoke, I greet thy presence, O Rahur Kut. Unity, I adore the vital and breath, supreme and terrible God, who makest the gods and death to tremble before thee.
We promise already so. study this key carefully.
Mr. Twain well knows that reconciliation would be as agreeable to my inclinations and as advantageous to my interests as to any man. But I see no prospect for it, no probability, no possibility. And I cannot...
The skies of another woman shall wake the lost and worship over the snake another soul of God and beast shall mingle in the globed priest. Another sacrifice shall stain the tomb. Another king shall reign and blessing no longer be poured to the hawk-headed mystical Lord. Certify the half of the word of Pharaoh, called Hopocrat and Rahurkut. 36 then said the prophet unto the God. 37 I adore thee in the song. I am the Lord of peace, and I be inspired for speaker of men too. For me,
In honor of your service to our king. Quiet! Be thou a knight in the name of God. Rise!
See Chicago Mayor Wolf.com. There goes the Greek girls.
whose words are truth, I invoke, I greet, my presence or our words, unity uttermost sure. I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who maintains the gods and death to tremble before thee. I adore
Thrill at listen, lust of the light. Oh man, my man, come careering out of the night of Pan, 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 come over the sea. From Sicily and from Arcady.
In the school, everything in the class is outside of maybe a project, right? Like in the real world, like you go work for a company or something like that, like you're not going to be the only engineer doing this one thing if it matters, right? You're going to be working with people in a team, you'll be able to ask questions, you'll have the internet, you'll have access to AI, all the information, you'll have time. Even if it's a crazy timeline, you'll still have time. It won't just be like, I have an hour, which is what an exam is, right? And you'll have other people oftentimes checking your work, right? Oftentimes they'll do different calculations in teams of 3. to make sure that, like, okay, our numbers match up, these calculations match up, and if they don't, we can figure out why, right? That's like the real world. So all these exams where it's like, okay, here's your TI-36, you have an hour, crunch these numbers, you better remember everything, and you can't access anything. Like, that's pretty artificial, right? So, again, I'm not arguing for cheating, because it's like the way that we're trying to come up with confidence.
Roaming his backless with fawns and parks,
It's not really a task that you would be
and nymphs and satyrs for thy guards.
project idea.
On a milk white ass, come over the sea.
Simulating that, it gives them
To
time
me.
to have more resources, but they're still having to show
To me.
what they're capable of, right? They're still having to
Come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and Python. Come with Artemis silken shawl.
Hello, Pro Benjamin. This is Alistair. Put me in the queue. Hello.
Oh, good gosh. The problem with project work is it's not personalized, right? So,
And wash thy white thigh, beautiful God,
that's
in the moon of the woods on the marble mount.
That's true, but I mean, you make the
The
project.
dimpled dawn of the amber fount. Dip the purple of passionate prayer. In the crimson shrine, the starlit snare. The soul that startles in eyes of blue, to watch thy wantonness weeping through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul, and body and brain. Come over the sea, O Pan, O Pan. Devil or God, to me, my man, my man. Come with trumpets sounding shrill over the hill.
Each of us had a section of the project, and the project wouldn't rocket. None of us, like, if we did,
Come with drums low muttering
like, there's 4 of us, and there was too much
from
to
the
do.
spring.
Like, for instance, when I did all of the microcontroller stuff,
Come with flute and come with pipe. Am I not right? I who
side, right? So the encoding and the decoding, setting all that up, and all of, like, the.
This is fascinating, but I hate to interrupt. Aisha says that I'm useless, and she wants me to leave the room, but I feel like that's, a little bit obnoxious. But anyways, Pro, great to be here in your room. Benjamin, I hope things are going well for you on the plane. Fred, love what you're saying. Good to be here, everybody.
wait and writhe and wrestle with air that hath no boughs to nestle. My body weary of empty class, strong as a lion and sharp as an ass. Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom.
I hate to interrupt, Fred, but I'm sorry. You guys talking about the title of the room? Thanks. If I could just get a quick room reset. New on stage, Alistair here.
The sword through the galling fetter, all devourer, all begetter. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O Pan, O Pan, O Pan, O Pan, 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 Pan.
could sample it via, like Nyquist, but that had to be done in C. You can't do that with.
So what did you use for an AFE? What did you use for the AFE?
We created for the magnetic waves. Basically, we had a magnetometer transmitter.
Thou wilt, as a great God can. Oh, Patty, oh, Patty, oh, Patty, oh, Pan, Pan, I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come. Eopan and born to death on the horn.
Hate to interrupt this fascinating conversation, but a link is in the chat. Listening to some new John Kitover band music. Sorry to interrupt, boys. Go back to the great topic conversation.
Oh, the unicorn. I am Patty, oh, Patty, oh, Pan, Pan, Pan. I am thy mate. I am thy man. Gold off thy flock, I am gold, I am God. Flesh to thy bone, flower to thy rod. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks. Through solstice stubborn to...
Sorry guys, I'm getting a lot of hate in the chat here. Aisha says that I'm useless trash and no one will miss me. Wow, thanks Aisha. Thank you.
Equinox, and I rave, and I rape, and I rip, and I rend, everlasting world without end. Mannequin, maiden, maiden, man, in the might of Pan, your Pan.
Well, I mean, with regards to simulation theory, I think it's important to look at it from the perspective of a solipsist. Because a lot of Gnostics or enlightened people who think that they're like the prima causa of the simulation, well, they're not necessarily wrong. Because without your body and your brain, you couldn't experience the simulation. So it's like if you reverse engineer a solipsist and simulation theory, you might just end up with a conference call app of a bunch of retard faggots like Aisha here in her thirst trap catfish photo, saying that I'm a useless piece of garbage. But it turns out that the universe is projecting you simultaneously as you project the universe. So Aisha, projection, emoji, mirror. I am complete.
And he's using some complete my headphones breaking up.
I am the Pan, thrill with listen lust of the light. Oh man, my man, come careering out of the night of Pan, your Pan, your Pan, your Pan, come over the sea. From Sicily and from Arcady,
Roman as Bacchus with fawns and pards, and nymphs and satyrs for thy guards. On a milk-white ass, come over the sea. To me, to me. Come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and pythoness. Come with Artemis, silk and shod, and wash thy white thigh, beautiful God. In the moon of the woods, on the marble mount, the dimpled dawn of the amber found. The purple of passionate prayer in the crimson shrine, the scarlet snare, the soul that startles in eyes of blue, to watch thy wantonness weeping through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea. Eopan, 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 come over the sea.
To me,
Devil or God, to me. My man, my man. Come with trumpets sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe. Am I not right? I who wait and writhe and wrestle with air that hath no boughs to nestle my body, weary of empty clasp, strong as a lion and sharp as an ass. Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword through the galling fetter, all devour, all together. Give me the sign of the open eye and the token erect, a thorny thigh and the word of madness and mystery, Eopan. Eopan, 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 Pan, Pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan. In the grip of the snake, the eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw, the great beasts come, Eopan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan, Eopan, Eopan, Pan. I am thy mate, I am thy man. Goat of thy flock, I am gold, I am God. Flesh to thy bone, flower to thy rod. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks. Through solstice stubborn to equinox. And I rave and I rape and I rip and I rend. Everlasting world without end. Mannequin, maiden, maiden man in the might of Pan. Eopan, Eopan, Pan, Pan, Eopan.
Hey, Hiwe, kite si to.
He wants to know who you are. Why?
Telale, nane toke hoko taska. Chaki eita. Elene kite ke si kuiki.
I ordered my warriors to shoot you. All of them. My men never miss.
Se kamika hachimowe neta to tape. Opowaka. Hotoena li ne kite vi. Ne ki ni tatkiwe hoskakana ni kaneskowe.
Our people have a legend, a spirit of protection that shields those chosen, those who walk in destiny.
Kila. Koko sana kila hotoena li.
The Creator chose you. We've been shielded by the spirit.
Inatomano ki, nehiwe kite sito.
So ask him, what are you called? My name is George Washington.
Ne maam kaule ta kite sito.
I will remember this name.
Through with listen lust of the light. Oh man, my man, come careering out of the night of pan, your pan, your pan, your pan, come over.
Not counting other people's money.
That they are using can benefit me and my family so that I can start doing what I can do that people before me couldn't. And even as a woman, because fuck the black people shit, even as a woman who couldn't have bank accounts in 1974, oh, in 2026, I'm talking my shit. Ain't nobody stopping me from nothing. So that's what I'm saying. Don't ever get twisted and think that I'm crying about who's going to do what and why. However, I can speak from the perspective of someone who was affected. Like, I'm not mad at rich people for getting rich because I've been a part of that class that was affected when they had to pull jobs and contributions out of social services because their pockets was being hit for whatever reason, whether it be because they was mad, whether it be because they lost money in the housing market, whether it be because of the stock market crash, jobs, or whatever. When rich people pockets are hit in any type of way, it automatically affects the lowest class of people that everybody is fighting for, trying to get rid of rich people. And so that's why I don't understand.
Can I agree with you?
Miss Ronnie is saying that when rich people get a cold, poor people sneeze. I believe that's what Miss Ronnie is saying.
That is true. She's right. I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't disagree with you anymore. You're right.
And that's the thing, Ronnie, like you said, like, I just will say this about rich people. Do you want a poor person who's struggling to make payroll every week signing your check, or do you want a really rich person signing your check? I want a fucking rich person signing my check.
Wake that up, Nick. Wake that up.
Like what was it, Norm and Abby and all them were saying earlier. Like, I think that was the first thing, the reason why Donald Trump won the first time was when he was debating Hillary and he was talking about all the loopholes and everything like that. And he used the same loopholes that she was responsible for writing and all her donors and special interests used. She could have done something about it. Like that, you had Democrats controlling both houses. Why didn't they stop this? Why didn't they do anything about this? Because they don't. They talk a lot about it.
Classist motherfuckers too. Because they some classist, knee on your neck motherfuckers too. That's why.
You're not on your neck, motherfucking shit. We ain't talking no Jerry choking over here. This ain't Minneapolis.
Well, Nick, to be fair, at that time, Hillary had only been in politics about 50 years, so maybe she was getting around to it.
That's
And how much did the Clinton
After her
Foundation?
husband cheated on her with a 19-year-old Jewish intern.
But Abby, yeah, no, around the Clinton Foundation, that thing is such a scam. I mean, it's blatantly obvious. I used to audit these 990s and not-for-profits, but these were legit companies. And when I used to see the salaries of them, they weren't exorbitant. But yeah, the Clinton Foundation's such a scam.
Well, I have affirmation from a good friend of mine, a Princeton economist, with whom I went to high school, she went to work for the Clinton Foundation, and she confirmed what we said, that it's an utter scam, and she couldn't get out of that fast enough. It was essentially a money laundering operation. I don't know how that's relevant, by the way, but that's what she said. And she's the most honest person in the world. She went on to work at the New School for Social Research because she was so appalled. And she's a Democrat, like me, and she was appalled by what she saw there.
I wouldn't go near that foundation.
Yeah,
No way. It was such a. It was such a.
Thanks for telling that, because everyone was afraid to be a Republican. Even Nick, I think, doesn't think he's a Republican. He's an old school Democrat. But that's how we used to believe, the Kennedy Democrats. And now it's like we have weirdos that support different countries. I don't know what, like Omar, whatever the hell, from Minnesota.
No, that's just called ethnic tribalism. That's all that is.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is like I said, the Democrats use the same damn loopholes that everyone else, like big tech. All those guys are Democrats, and they use like Google offshores all their income to Bermuda, or the big tax haven is Ireland because it's only a 12.5% tax there. I mean, the amount of loopholes that these liberal-run companies use, I mean, they're just such hypocrites.
I guarantee you, Barbara Streisand and the crowd in Hollywood that was supporting Harris all have done elaborate estate planning, asset protection. They probably have Cook Islands. They probably have Turks. I mean, you can go through the list of how they're set up.
They're just hypocritical, just like Dick said, and just like you said. They're hypocritical people that want their cake and eat it too.
Puerto Rico, because they only have a 4% capital gains tax, and like you don't have to like renounce your U.S. citizenship. So that's becoming like a new popular island. And another island in the Caribbean is St. Kitts and Nevis. They don't have an income tax, and neither does Antigua. For the longest time, Cayman used to be the most popular place, but the fees are really expensive now in the Cayman. So they're just going to other places. So, look, to Abby's point,
It's like Vegas. It's like Vegas, but now it's like Reno.
Sound like insanity to me.
They're all going to take advantage of it. They're not stupid.
You know, territory. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't eat you alive. Go ahead.
What, gonna eat you alive?
Nick, Holmes, smartest fucking guy I ever met.
Well, I like intelligence. But my friends did move to Puerto Rico.
What was all the islands you said? Puerto Rico and
Cayman, St. Kitts and Nevis, you mentioned.
Yeah. St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua. Dubai doesn't have an income tax. Saudi Arabia.
That's some tax, but then also asset protection. We used to do the Cook Islands. We still do.
Hello, moderators. Moderators, I would like to make a case that structural white racism is alive and well in the big, beautiful bill and all this tax evasion, which is clearly what we are discussing. Where is the
Hey, asshole. You're from North Side Chicago, right?
He's trolling. He's kidding.
I know. Hey, well, how you been, brother?
Demon's not here. Sorry.
Well, then to the former African American woman who believes that when the rich get poor, she gets poor. My darling dear, you couldn't be further from the truth.
I'm pure blood American. I'm pure blood. Pure blood. Fuck out here. I don't care. Listen, I don't care about none of that shit. Okay? I don't care. Me and my white brother and sisters is gonna take advantage of these goddamn tax cuts like these rich motherfuckers. And we gonna fucking say what we wanna say because that's the First Amendment, and then what we gonna say is
Can you imagine what you can do with that energy?
like, we don't care. We do not care. Like, I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life. Hey, I'm 45 years old. 45 years old. I'm not about to spend the rest of my life hating. I'm trying to peek in the books so I can take notes and do that shit for my family. I gotta trust for my fucking family so my shit don't gotta go through probate. Y'all worried about the wrong goddamn thing. Got those 401ks just sitting there. Got them naked ass LLCs just sitting there. That shit gonna be right in probate, getting hit by your creditors before your family get it. Worry about yourself. I'm paying attention. I don't got time to hate if I'm paying right as a pure-blooded American around his beach.
Shout out to
Shout out to the Independent Trust.
Yes.
Shout out to Independent Trust, right, Nick?
Are we all doing funny voices now? Is that the?
Io's on stage. Io, did you want to speak on anything or?
Hell yeah, for the tax cuts and all the loopholes and shit like that. Yeah, absolutely. I'll say this, that it's kind of much that the corporations are just able to do so much of this work. I think if just the average poor person realized that if they make a corporation, they can kind of take their cuts for taxes after their losses as opposed to beforehand. Just that little nuance right there, I think, would do a lot of people a lot of justice there. But a lot of people don't think of it as something that can pay forward. So.
Okay. Winter, you're new to the stage. Do you have anything you want to say, or you good? I don't know. She's always been quiet. Come on. Hello. Good evening.
What's up? I have something to say.
Yeah, go for it, Mon.
Pepe, are you there?
Yeah. Hello.
I love you.
I love you too.
That was very sweet. Aww.
Hey, can we all just take a minute and love on Pepe? I love you, Pepe.
I love you too, Pepe. I love you, Pepe.
We love you, Pepe.
Wow, thank you. No, not we. You gotta say I. Don't be.
No. I'm not doing I. I'm doing we.
Hey, everybody.
Hugs and kisses, Pepe.
Thank you. Tonight you get all the dicks you can suck, Pepe.
Not too much, not too
Mon, is that all you wanted to say? Or are you good?
Open bar. Florida man.
He should only be allowed his fair share of penises. Save for the girls.
Watch your mouth, not too much.
Wait, I thought you were going to say save some for the poor people. Okay, you surprised me.
Well, as a girl, I'm marginalized, so I can teeter-totter back and forth. I'm just saying, fair shares of dicks for everyone. We've got to be fair around.
I'll go ahead and say something really quick. Come on, get straight now. As many as you can handle.
All right, this is getting a little weird. I don't know. Where do we go from here? What other topics we got? Nick, I appreciate all that insight, man.
We all get Nick's business card and make sure that.
I haven't looked on X to see what are people talking about.
People are talking about reparations, of course. Reparations with Pepe. Day number 2.
The whole case thing quite well today, so I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to break the dam here in a second.
Do we do a sports break again? Now Beaver's here.
We can do a little bit of football. I don't know. Maybe like 10 minutes or 2 minutes. I don't know.
Football is structurally white racist, obviously.
Who's that?
I mean, we could ask Nick that. Usually we do have that conversation with Nick on how he's feeling about the future in the NFL.
Let's check to see what they're talking about on Chatter real quick. Oh, they're still.
I would like to talk a little bit about the midterms and what's going to happen in the future of the country, because if my party regains control of any of the branches of government, I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen, because I think what Trump is doing is he's creating a corrective to some of the excesses of my party, very weird excesses, both politically, economically, legally, and culturally, particularly over the cultural institutions, which seem to have been inspected and ideologically captured. So that's something that's really, really interesting and important to me. I don't know if it is to anybody else.
What the
So
fuck
how do
did
you
you
get
just
all of
say?
these people? How do you get all of these people out of the media, and how do you get them out of the universities? I mean, the problem is if you look just like in the 2010s, what percentage of the media? First of all, it went largely female. A lot of the editors, editing boards, and the staff at many of the largest newspapers, which kind of ties into its own problems. You can look that up. But if you look at, like, for example, at universities, I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's been like this for decades, but it used to have.
call may be recorded. Please hold while we connect your call.
I can place an order for pickup.
Okay.
Can I place an order for pickup?
Of course. What's the name for the order?
John,
What can I get you?
can I get a medium pan pizza? Old world pizza. And can I get a garlic?
What would you like on it?
Can I get garlic and Italian sausage?
Alright. Anything else?
Can I also get an Italian salad with chicken breast?
Alright.
And
Anything else?
that's it.
Alright. Your order should be ready to pick up in about 30.
30 minutes. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. Can you change it to the chopped salad with chicken?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great.
Okay, I just remembered, make it like 45 minutes just because the pan pizza may take longer.
Okay, great. I'll see you in 45.
Alright, we'll see you then.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Meddling per se on policies or positions that he's taken
No,
in
he
order
didn't
to
say
try
that
to
at
make.
all. He said that it's gonna
I'm just
occupy
trying
his time. It's gonna occupy Congress's time. It's gonna
Wait,
cause
then
a
if it's
problem
gonna
for our
occupy
country.
Congress's
And
time,
we
how
have
does
other
it?
things to get done, don't we? Like other
Jesus Christ, Lauren, you are so derailing.
No, I'm not trying to derail. I'm literally trying to connect the dots here. How on God's green earth do impeachment proceedings in the House of Representatives, or even the Senate for that matter, take up the president himself's time?
Because it takes time, because he's got to address the charges. I mean, that could be obvious.
When and where does he get the opportunity to address the charges?
Immediately, he's got to mount a defense. An impeachment is like being charged. Who is he going to do? He's going to defend against the charges those the House brings against him.
That opportunity is not available to him.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, under
Okay, I don't think you understand the conversation.
under Trump 1, hold on, under Trump 1 when he was being
He had
impeached.
counsel. Do you remember his counsel that was there?
No, at
Remember
what point did Trump have to go to a hearing to defend himself against the impeachment
He
charges?
has his lawyers. What is wrong with you?
Wait, what does that have to do with him?
What, you think you just sit around and your lawyers are working for you and you don't engage with your attorneys as they're representing you? You don't think you're involved in your defense? Are you kidding me?
How is this going to take up an ample amount of his time such that it's going to prohibit him from doing his job as the executive in chief?
It's going to tie up Congress. It's going to tie up our president. And it's going
No, it's going to tie up Congress, but not him.
Yeah, well, that's an arm. I don't know if you know this, but it's one of the three branches of government.
Yeah, it's not part of the executive branch. It's a separate branch.
Nobody said that they were. I said it's going to constitute.
You're conflating and inflating. You're being a fucking shady Jew, dude, and I don't like it because I'm an honest.
I don't get it.
And it's guys like you that give guys like me a bad name.
Well, wait, there's nothing shady. I just said I posed a question. What happens if the Democrats win the midterms? They take control of the House of Representatives, and they continually impeach him. That's going to be friction against the progress of the government. At the very least, the House of Representatives and the executive branch, because they're going to be fighting it out. They're going to be battling.
The executive branch doesn't get to battle with them.
Yeah, they do. They have to defend themselves. That's the battle. It's weird that you don't know this. Like you didn't know what the carried interest rate was either. I think there's a lot of not knowing in your case.
Florida, are you being serious? Florida, you don't think that this ties up Trump to do his agenda? Is that what your claim is?
What? No, the claim from
Very
Warren
strange.
was that impeachment proceedings are going to be so inhibitive upon the president himself's time and energy that he's not going to be able to to do his own job. Yeah, owner's good word for it. That he won't be able to do his own job that he is constitutionally responsible for doing.
Florida.
And
You
my point
forgot
is,
you forgot the first
Matt asked me a
you
question.
forgot the first two
My point, Matthew, is
impeachments.
that like there's
You don't
there's
think that
something
put a
about
drain
when
on
you're
his
being
resources
held
in his first
responsible for
administration?
committing
It's
to a
weird.
constitutional
It's
duty
weird.
that you have to make that your first priority, regardless of what the House is doing.
No, I don't. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Monica, go ahead. What were you saying there, Monica? Oh, she's down the bottom. So put it down there. Come on, you guys, don't do that to Monica.
You know Monica didn't have anything important to say.
Of course I didn't. And I don't have any evidence of history in the first two sham impeachments that the Trump administration had to survive during his first administration that yielded such a drain on his administration that it impaired 2 years of his job. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, it's simple, quite frankly. If the charges are silly, and if the charges don't hold any weight, if the charges don't hold any water at face value, then they shouldn't have to maintain a lot of his time. They shouldn't have to be onerous. But when the charges are substantial and credible and reasonable, then yes, it's going to require the lawyers to put in a lot of time, effort, and energy to try to circumvent and de-escalate and try to mitigate these charges, right? However, like if the charges are as asinine and belligerent as a lot of MAGA supporters would like to assert that they are, then it's no skin off of his back. But the problem here is that the charges are reasonable, and they do hold water, and that they are credible, and because of that, that's why they're
It's all been constant. You've never been through a legal matter and understand the stress that a person goes through. It is completely taxing whether you interact with your lawyer an hour a day or more than that. Just the distraction from your life when you go through a serious legal matter. Come on, man.
You sound like you're stressing just thinking.
There's more, because it was done deliberately as a time waster.
Need testosterone replacement therapy. It sounds like you're stressing over the mere thought of what somebody else has to go through.
It was done as a deliberate time waster.
And that's a sign of
sounds like you're deaf. I think you have a sign of low hearing. It was done as a deliberate time.
You're right.
With the full knowledge that because the charges were absurd, and because the Republicans held the Senate, they were never going to be the charges were never going to be upheld, and he'd never be removed. It was a deliberate time waster. They were nuisances over nonsense like this phone call that he had with Zelensky, or the January 6th riot, or whatever you want to call it.
El Normo, in fact, I think most knew that they weren't going to get an impeachment on him in that form in the Senate. You know what I mean? Like,
Of course not.
So this was all designed to obviously be a thorn in his side during his presidency. I mean, I don't think that's like a totally radical.
No. There's another position that could be taken here. There's another position. Do you guys just want to suck each other's dicks, or can somebody disagree?
It was pure harassment. They were decent suits.
So check this out. Okay, I agree with that. And I get a chance. Okay, Scott, you're new to the stage. Welcome to the stage. And Amari, welcome to the stage. Good evening, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Scott,
Very wise, educated person who always has a lot to offer.
Do you want to opine on the subject? Do you want to opine on the subject?
I think that it's absolutely right. An impeachment process would slow Trump down. That's what the founders had in mind when they had divided government in mind. I mean, I think the founders thought that divided government will work just because the branches were adversarial, but that doesn't work now, right? I mean, we don't really believe in that. So if one party controls both the executive and legislative branch, or right now basically functionally all three, then there's no checks and balances, right? Whether it's Democrat or Republican, right? So what we've done is we've transferred, against what I think, this happened well in the 19th century, but it's just gotten worse. So now, the only way you get what the founders intended is divided government, because I don't know that, I think checking Trump in any way possible would be good, and I do think there are impeachable offenses. And I think, dude, I mean, I think he's the amount of profit he's making off the presidency, like the Bitcoin stuff, and something doesn't go their way, then they buy a bunch of Bitcoin or they invest in the Bitcoin company, then it goes their way. I think there's stuff there. I think there's stuff to be investigated. You know.
So I would like to jump in and say I think if we're talking about impeachment, he hasn't done anything that deserves impeachment, especially not the Bitcoin. Like he always talks about, and people always talk about how Lincoln had a desk for his business and a desk for the presidency.
It's Washington. He says that about.
Yeah, Washington. Sorry about that. A couple of cup waters in, I might be off on here, but charge my mind, not my heart. So, with that being said, he hasn't done anything. A president can actually have a business as long as he's not selling out America. So you would need, Scott, just not your opinion, you would need actual facts to say he did X, Y, Z, sold secrets to, let's say, Qatar, and then in return, Qatar bought X, Y, Z from his son's businesses. And if you can't point and actually connect those dots, you're just someone with TDS.
Yeah. Well, then I don't have TDS. I actually think Trump's entertaining, but I think that's what investigations are for. If it's completely pristine, right, then he'll have no problem. But this is the Congress's, this is the House's prerogative, and also, I mean, this isn't like great or not great. I'm not saying you can impeach for anything, right? It's a political process. You can impeach Obama for a tan suit. No, whether or not it's prudent, it's fair, but like it's well within the House's purview to do it, right? And
I mean, Clinton for having sex or not having sex.
I just got a quick question.
It's like crimes and misdemeanors, though, Scott.
Yeah, the way that's interpreted, though, is you know, it's a subjective progress, but you don't have to have an indictment in a state at some level to indict somebody, right? Or to impeach somebody, right? It's a completely political process.
But Scott, I got a question for you. Do you realize that a lot of that Bitcoin business started before he became president, and he set it up? So
an indictment.
You realize that he had to go through the previous guy's State Department to set it up, right? Because he set it up in a foreign country in Pakistan. So the previous guy could have come and said, hey, you know, what the hell are you doing here? You're doing this stuff, and you know, and there was no evidence that he was doing it for this reason at that time. And so it happens to be that people are maybe investing in those things. That doesn't mean that he's saying, oh, they invested, okay, now I'm gonna do, like, that's the piece that Omari is talking about. Like, they may be investing in it thinking, okay, well, if I do this, hey, the Clinton Foundation, if I give money to the Clinton Foundation, you know, I'll get curry favor. And the argument back from people was, well, I mean, there's no evidence that because they did that, that, you know, they were giving any, what do you mean? Like, she was Secretary of State and she was also, well, no, there's no evidence that that was the case. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, so just because they gave money doesn't mean that that's the case. So, exactly. You know, so I think the interesting piece that, you know, these are things that I agree with what you're saying from a moral perspective. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense. It seems shady. It seems dicey. We deserve answers. Like, I'm with you on that. We deserve answers. What's going on here? Is this truly the way it seems? Like, we need an investigation. We know that he's not going to investigate himself, and no president would. But, I mean, the fact is, right, is that if you look at it on the bare facts, the fact that if he had started the Bitcoin business just before, like, right when he became president, said, hey, let's do this, or had his kids started right at that moment, or just after he got elected, that's a different story. But this was started, like, when he thought that there's a possibility, or at least the poll said, that he possibly could be losing, right? So,
Nathan, can I ask you a question? Didn't actually Hunter Biden's actual business partner come out and link the Bidens to their business?
well, yeah, and not just that. I mean, look, we could hash. We've done this a million times on Hunter Biden and all that stuff.
But you don't hear Scott and I'm talking about that.
Yeah. Well, and that's a fair thing. See, you had a guy who it was in the vested interest to affect foreign policy to fire someone. And I know the argument. Oh, well, you know, if we fire the prosecutor, you know, that was what the U.S. wanted. That was in the U.S. interest. So, but it just happened to benefit. I'm sure, Scott, you probably didn't know that Jim Biden was invested in a firm in 2009 as soon as Joe Biden became vice president, somehow he invested in a firm that was building homes, doing construction in Iraq, and his firm got that contract because of his last name and because it was this one, and he got a contract from the federal government and was building homes when he had zero construction background. So those things, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's right because it kept happening. What I'm saying is that, if you're seeing this stuff happen, and you're in business or you're in a job and you're seeing someone else doing this, and it constantly happens, and no one seems to care, at some point you go and say, well, shit, I'm losing. Does it make sense for me to leverage it? Can I do this stuff? Hey, you know what? Let me set up a Bitcoin business before he becomes president. If I become president and it helps me, great. If I don't, hey, I got a fallback plan. But all of the examples I gave you were started after the person was elected.
Sorry to hear that.
That is shady.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Scott, do you have a rebuttal to that, or are you good? Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, look, I think the fact that people lost their shit over Burisma and all that stuff, which to some degree, look, people have the right to look into stuff like that. So I think if it's as pristine as we're saying, that Trump has nothing to fear from the investigation, right? It'll be fine.
So we should investigate. So what you're saying is we should investigate everyone. Like, for example, hey, Nancy Pelosi made money right after COVID, getting COVID briefings. She should be under investigation. She should be investigation for every single.
Hey y'all, my name is Dr. Brenda Lee Anderson, and I'm running for school board here.
Intelligence briefing she had, and then suddenly her stock portfolio grows. Every member of Congress and every member of government who was making $100,000 before they came into office and suddenly are multimillionaires while they're in office, or their families are worth $1 million should be, according to your logic, right? Because somehow it looks like something is there. We'd be doing investigations every day that's all we'd be doing.
We wouldn't pass anything. Let the people make money, unless you can do what they did with the guy from New Jersey, Menendez. And you can find the gold bars and all that other shit.
Omari, you know what's shady about Menendez? I just gotta say this, okay? Menendez was under investigation under the Osama administration, okay? And in 2015,
unless you can do
he was doing, he was under investigation. It went into 2017, right? It was under the radar. Like most of the media did. Local media did in New Jersey and stuff, but other places didn't really cover it. And then suddenly Trump becomes president, and he starts coming out to the microphone, using it, saying that Trump is going after me because he's scared of me and all this stuff. And suddenly he starts getting immediate traction, and then suddenly somehow he gets out of it, or he doesn't get scathed. And in that, it was about foreign intelligence, but he somehow got out of it, right? He got out of it, and okay, fine, he got out of the whole thing, fine, he was cleared. And then suddenly we find out he was trading secrets for gold bars and keeping them in his thing. And by the way, the guy didn't go to jail, right? He just got straight. He had to resign from Congress and leave, but he was hesitant to do it. Dems took a long time to come and condemn him for it, but he was on foreign intelligence committees even after the first thing that occurred, and still continued doing it, thinking he could get away with anything because they had the Senate. They won the Senate during the midterms of the first Trump administration. It's ridiculous, this kind of stuff. But there was no investigation, by the way, Scott, into him. There was a DOJ investigation, but nothing that's really public. And you can't find all the testimony that he gave. His testimony is sealed because it's talking about secrets he shared with allies of ours. It's incredible.
It's a difference that the press, the liberal press, will focus on Trump as a real estate developer and the relationships in the Gulf region, and his golf courses and his hotels and investments in the kingdom and such. He's had those investments. He's been involved in that business. Kushner's been involved in that business. The fact that he has a relationship, they'd have to have evidence to show that was leveraged.
Abby, there isn't one shady thing that the Trump team has done, and I will be honest and fair on this, is when Trump took office, just before he took office, 2 weeks before he took office, his sons invested in a company that does defense type work, okay? And, sorry. Yeah, with the drones, right?